So the knife business has been doing extremely well, so much so that I decided to expand my repertoire of knives to a couple of new ones. And the first one that I picked up is this cold steel drop forged Survivalist. Uh, I really like this knife aesthetically. I saw it and just knew I had to have one. I like the design of the blade and the handle, the proportions of it. Um, just a really great looking knife. And it's a pretty interesting one. It's made of 52-100, which is unusual. I've never had a knife made of that steel, or even heard of a production knife made of 52-100. I've heard of custom makers that use it, and so it's a pretty good steel. And this one also, the thing with this line of knives is the whole thing is all drop forged out of a single piece of steel, handle and everything. It does have some plastic handle scales on there, and it's wickedly sharp. There's a lot of reviews of these on YouTube and destruction tests, and basically pretty good knife. It does come with one of Cold Steel's Secure X sheaths, which it's functional, but a nice knife like this, it really needs a nice leather sheath, like this one here, which I just put together yesterday. Just finished it up last night. And I've really been trying to step it up as far as the quality with my sheaths. The prices I've been getting are pretty good. I've been raising them compared to what I used to sell them for, and they're still selling pretty well. So I've been trying to do some nice touches and bring the quality up along with that. I've really been improving my edges, for one thing. I've actually been sanding them down to a fairly fine grit to just get a nice smoother edge. I don't know if the difference is really apparent on camera, but it did make my edges come out smoother, sanding it down to actually 600 grit I went to. And looking into getting some other stuff as well that will make that even better as far as burnishing the edges. And also I used a new top coat finish on this one. Usually I finish my knives with just neat's foot oil, which is kind of it's a nice sort of rustic looking finish, a good functional finish. And I've never been crazy about a lot of the other finishes that leather workers use on their work that make it real shiny and they just kind of sit on the surface. You've probably seen stuff like that. It just has kind of a cheesy look to me when you see an otherwise nicely made leather item, and it has that glazed on looking shiny finish, but then you look on the inside of it and it's all like dried out looking leather. I've never liked that, so that's why I've always gone with the neat's foot oil. And I found this stuff, and what I like about this, it's called tan coat, if I didn't already say that, is it doesn't replace the oil. It actually, I oiled the sheath as I normally do, and then the tan coat goes on the top of that, and it gives it a nice luster. And if the sheath needs some conditioning with more oil in the future, you can put the oil on over the tan coat, and it will absorb. It'll absorb it more slowly than if it didn't have that on there, but it will absorb through the tan coat and gives it just a bit of a shine, not overly much, but just a nice luster to it. So just trying to dress the sheaths up a little bit. Probably going to be doing some more fancy tooling and carving and stuff in the future, but That's my sheath for the Cold Steel Survivalist. I'll let it go for $50. And also, at least one of you out there will be glad to hear. Also, while I was on my knife shopping binge, picked up an Ontario, tongue-tied, an Ontario Rat 7, which is quite a popular knife. It comes with a nylon sheath, which actually is not terrible as far as nylon sheaths go. Seems to be a decently well-made and well-designed one, but you know, I would still prefer a leather one myself. So we'll be making some sheaths for that. I haven't gotten to it yet. It just came this morning. I have to admit, I was not thrilled when I opened this knife up. It came dull, and I mean really dull. And it also, I don't know if I'll be able to make it show up, but it has a slight warp to the blade, just a tiny bit. And the grind is also very off-center. The edge is not centered well in the blade at all. It's ground much more on one side than the other. So I don't know. Maybe I got a factory second or something. I did buy it on Amazon. It was, you know, sold by and shipped from Amazon. I don't know if that makes that less shady or not. But you know, at first I wasn't quite sure if it was, maybe it was like a, you know, one of those Chinese clone knockoff things or something. But, you know, I'm pretty certain it is a genuine Rat 7. But a little bit lacking on the quality, so I haven't decided if I'm going to return this or not. But if anybody out there has one of these, you can let me know if that's to be expected. I mean, it was an $81 knife, and that was the cheapest one I could find, which maybe is part of the problem. Their recommended price from Ontario is like 130 something. So, you know, I don't know if this is just what you get for the price, or if I got a bad one. Like I said, maybe I'll return it. I don't know. Maybe I'll make one sheath and then return it, or I mean, I only bought the thing to make sheaths for, so I guess it's not that critical. So I'll be working on that a bit later probably. And so doing pretty good in the leather shop lately, which is nice. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.